Hey, what's up everyone? Hope you're all having a wonderful time. Today I want to go over real quick my starter for the next league, 2 of the race in last Epoch, and some things that might help you on the way if you like to try it out as well. And it's going to be the Forge Weapon Forge Guard, and this build was something that I played at the start of the last league, and it was super awesome experience. And with the upcoming league here, it seems like the build is going to be even stronger with a damage boost by 30% more damage and a lot tankier as well, as we can have a shield now with a two-handed weapon as well, which makes us able to hit block cap on this build, which is going to be really crazy. Now, the build overall is nothing that you really want to push like high corruption with, but it's absolutely possible to play at over 300 corruption, and I'm guessing we are going to be able to push a lot more this patch. And I was able also to defeat Abaroth as well last time with this build, so it's a quite viable build overall if you want to just clear most content in the game. Now, the build plays really simple. You basically use Spin to Win or Warpath to spawn your minions or your forged weapons, and they will destroy everything for you, which makes it really easy for you to just stay more focused on staying alive. And the best part is that it's super easy to get started with this. You don't really need any uniques to get started here, but there is of course some to aim for. Now, the forged weapons here, your minions scales of the weapon that you are using, so having a really good weapon is mandatory for this build. And with the new league here, we now can get guaranteed 1 legendary potential items, which is just going to be super strong, and especially for this build, and makes us able to just jump to the end game straight away basically. And if you want to check out more in detail of the build, I have an old video that I go over all that you need to know to get started here. But for now, stick around and I go over the changes and how to get started with this build for the new league here. And of course, an updated version of this build is coming, so do look out for that. Now, as it's not released yet, I will go over the last Epoch tools, my planner that I have to for the starter one here, and yeah, this is the setup right now. And just straight out the bat here, the biggest weakness I had before playing was the survivability of the build. You didn't really have any regen, and we were using healing hand basically to get ourselves some extra regen when we were traveling with this skill. And with this new patch we get tons of health regen. I think I had like a little bit over 100 the last time I played this build. We now can get up to 700 health regen with this build, and it's just going to be really insane. And the items that we are using is nothing crazy really. It's mostly T5 with some T7 on here. And I go over all these items more in depth right when we go here. And yes, let's just start with the helm here. And we're using the new, you can convert your set to your items basically. So here you have the Sun Forge set, and this is going to be the only really set piece that you really want to get, and that's going to be on the helm here. And the reason for this is that you get increased armor per forged weapon and also flat health regen per forged weapon. So this is really the only like set that you want to get on your item. Now I have highlighted some other ones for your body armor, for example. If you just get like the set piece for the chest here, you can get it as a sealed on your item here, just so you to get the set bonus. This is going to give us +3 to forge strike by using that. And then I also have some other ones that I want to highlight, like for the boost, for example here. If you are using the Seric Ambition, you can actually get double movement speed rolls on your boot, which is going to be really crazy, obviously. And I think that's going to be something that many builds look for. And on the gloves here, for example, Last Bear set, here you get increased physical melee damage. And if you're not familiar with forged weapons here, You are using Phantom's Grip, and what this does basically is the stats on the gloves applies to your forged weapons by up to 100%. So all these stats here will apply to the weapon here, and so if you do get the set here on the gloves, for example, you can add increased physical melee damage, which will apply to your weapons basically. But so this is how you get that. You want to get increased critical strike chance on your gloves here, and that's going to boost that. This is the most important stat on here. And the last one is going to be on the shield. I just added this to highlight it. You get less void damage taken on the block. And as I mentioned earlier, you will be able to get 100% block chance on this build. So just taking less void damage taken on block is going to be quite useful. With the T7 here, you can get up to 50%, which is just crazy. Moving on to your weapon, here is the weapon that you want to start by using. It's a two-handed axe, the Obsidian Axe. And the reason why this is so strong is because you do get a pretty decent flat damage, right? But then you also get the increased physical damage and also minion physical damage from the implicit. And then all the other modifiers there. And all this will get added to your minions, right? It's really strong and it will boost this a lot. And the most important node here, or the most important stat I would say, is going to be the melee critical strike chance. If you get the T7 roll here, you get up to 18% melee critical strike chance. And that's why it's so important to get a decent or a good roll here with increased critical strike chance. And if you also have this base on the gloves, you get total up to 140% increased critical strike chance. So your weapons get the 18 base here from your axe. You get some extra from your ring, up to 4, so that's 22% on the base crit. And then 140% increase of that. Well, yeah, you get up to almost 50% by this combo alone here. And then you have other ways to increase your critical strike chance, but yeah, so these 3 items alone here, you get basically around 50% base crit on your weapons, which is going to be really crazy. Death Rattle, nothing crazy, it's just as we get so much critical strike chance, you want to start to scale that, and that's what you do with this one. You get the Minion critical strike multiplier by using this amulet. And then also Code of the Race Sentinel. We are using this just to basically give us extra armor mitigation to the build. You get up to 30% armor mitigation, also applied to damage over time. This is also something which is really, really strong with this build. So you get up to 30% here. If you want to sacrifice the implicit here on the gloves, you can actually get a better glove here, and it's going to be the Eternal Gauntlets. It's up to 24% on those gauntlets as well, so that's around 50% by those two. You also have on the Force Guard Mastery, Iron Attunement. This gives us even more damage over time mitigation from armor per 2 attunement. We get 1%, so half of our attunement basically. So a lot of damage mitigation from this, and yeah. We have quite a bit of armor, and that is one of those perks by just being the Sentinel. The helm, this base, gives you tons of flat armor. The chest, tons of flat armor. The boots, a lot of armor. Yeah, you understand. You get so much armor from using or being the Sentinel basically. And some other things you get here as well from this helm. For example, you get reduced bonus damage taken from critical strikes, and you also get that from the boost. So this basically gives you don't take any extra damage from crits, which is really important when you get to the later end game. And you also get some extra armor mitigation here from damage over time from the body armor as well. Forgot to mention that. A lot of damage mitigation overall. And one of those stronger nodes also is going to be the T7 here that you see on the body armor as well. Up to 82% of void damage taken as physical. This is make it so, like boss fight Abathys, you can take quite a bit of damage from that boss, and a lot of mitigations, damage over time, as you also have on that boss fight, for example. But yeah, it's really strong. You get quite a bit of high EHP with this, and as I mentioned, this will go up even higher basically. And the reason for this is the block chance. Now here it says we have 83%, and it doesn't include Warpath. So here, when we are using Warpath, we get 20% extra block chance. So this is not included on this tooltip here, for some reason. Oh, sorry, there. It's not included here, so you will get 100% block cap on this build with this new setup, and it's absolutely going to be crazy, I feel. And the block effectiveness is going to be even higher. I don't think it's included here as well. It doesn't seem like that. You get some extra from Warpath as well here. 500, yeah. So yeah, very basic here, and you can get better items as well. For the shield, for example, something to look up for is going to be the new shield, for example. This one, quite strong, they can use for this build. Just remember to get your block chance here. You have one guaranteed LP, right, as I mentioned earlier. And you can get other shields as well, as long as you get quite high block chance. Let's see, Ryan's Light is another one. You get 30 from that one. This one gives you 35 base. You have, let's see, I think it's some other ones. Like, let's see, Siegion's Repels actually gives you up to 15% here and 19 here, so that's 34% in total. You can get some extra LP, so it is possible to get quite high. Soul Bastion is another one that's kind of good actually. 20 from the implicit here, you get 10 block here, so that's 30. You get quite a bit of block effectiveness as well. And then the LP here is, you can get the LP3 quite easy, I would say. So yeah, you understand what I'm getting here. So there is ways to get better shields as well. This is just showcasing right now here, as it is a starter. And for the weapon, if you're not familiar with this, usually we're going with Apathys Maw, and yeah, same here. It just gives you all the things from the implicit that we went over before. Now we also get extra added flat melee damage, which is super strong, and also we get an extra increase to melee damage. And this is why this item is so strong to use for this build. Now obviously you don't get all these perks, but let's say you get like this. This is all you really want to get for this. Everything else is just extra. And with the new upcoming league, you get one guarantee LP. So it's going to be super strong build to get started with. Apathys Maw are very common. You can start to farm those like straight away when you get to empowered monoliths. You need to have 50 corruption on your echoes basically, or your monoliths. And yeah, when you get to empowered monoliths, you get to 100 corruption straight away. And the build overall, I did some tries with it from on a solo self-found basics, and yeah, it was still doable without any investment basically to do the 100 corruptions. So I won't think this will be hard at all to get one. But yeah, so that's something that you can start to aim for. And yeah, it looks really awesome. And if you just go back to the block here, you can get block from other sources. Now first is from your gloves. So you can actually get a block modifier on your gloves here. So you have 4% extra here as well that you can get. And on relics, there is actually a base, I think. Yeah, Solrum banner, here you get 5%, up to 5% block chance. So you do have some other ways to get more block than the way that we have here. Now here I have on the Phantom Script, for example, we have a T7. You don't really need a T7, it's just for the block effectiveness. So yeah, tier 6 is what you need to get the block here, or max block, I would say. But yeah, as you get the guarantee LP, T7 is the only thing that you want to get, really. So this is what you want to do to get yourself block chance. And you can just see here, if you hold on block chance on the planner, you will see all the sources here. So you have from the rings, we have from the shield, and then we have some from our blessing, 8%, and some from the tree. You have, let's see, Sentinel, you have 1 point here, 3%, and on Forge Guard you have 3% right here, and I think it's another one, yeah, down here, and also here. So yeah, that's how you get block. Blessings, I have put some in here, which are some I will go for. This will be different for everyone, of course, but all is really strong. You have health region here, scales that a lot. Block chance, and also armor 1 channeling, super strong. So yeah, I'm guessing health gain on block, nice when we're doing just normal echoes to sustain ourselves. But yeah, I think this will be really strong starter overall. I have not like mid-maxed the idols here. Now I only like added some that looks interesting for the build basically. So this one, for example, the big one here, you can get increased minion attack speed and also flat minion melee damage, which is going to be strong probably earlier on, and you will remove those when you get to later on into the end game. But yeah, 2 of those early game can be really nice to have. Here's another one which gives you just health regen and more mitigation damage over time. Sorry, less damage over time while using a shield, health gain on block. There's a lot of mitigations here. Here's another one, you get flat health also, and just health on block, mitigations. And yeah, you see the idea here. Health, resist, all the normal ones. So yeah, this is just a not mid-max, it's just basically showing off what can aim for this new setup. Now on the passives overall, the only new thing really is going to be the Forge Master's Might, and this makes it so we can equip a shield with a two-handed weapon. We do lose some damage here, 20% less, and also some less attack speed, but I do think that this is like really worth it basically, because you do get yourself up to 100% block cap, and yeah, I think it's going to be super strong for this build. You can just spin a win, block everything, and then the minions will kill everything for you basically. I do have video when I just do a fresh character. It's take around 3.5 hours to run through all the campaign to the monoliths, and yeah, super easy to get started as mentioned, and you can check it out if you want to. But some tips when you are going here, when you get to empowered monoliths, like straight away when you get from 0 to 100 corruption, the main thing I recommend you to do is to actually like put points in here, 5 points, and it is because you do get increased minion health 200%, which is really helpful when you are doing that jump, because you will feel like your minions are going to die a lot if you have not invested in minion health. So this is like a really important node. Those 5 points is 200% minion health. If you have it on some of your items, you can get like a pretty decent roll on your belt, for example. It scales really high when you get to those T6 and T7s. As you see here, if you just get lucky with one of those rolls, shields can also have it. Super useful. You get minion health up to 351%. Like, just get one of those rolls here for some minion health. It's really useful. And if you don't have it, you have these points here in your passives to use. Other than that, it's basically the same as before. Nothing new really here, except we are now spec'd into those block nodes here to get yeah, the extra block. You You get less damage taken here as well, something I forgot to mention, and you get this double, right? And also this one is really important node, and it's actually healing your minions. So 100% of your armor will heal your minions when we are using a potion. Super important. Right now almost 15k armor, so that's quite a bit of healing from this. And you're also taking less damage of time here as well. You just get double when you are using a potion, so even more mitigation from this as well. Now if you just take a quick look on the skills, we are using Manifest Armor. And the only really change here is that we are now also spec'd into Shield Bearer, and it makes you so the Manifest Armor gain a shield and also scales from the stats from the shield here. So that's the only really difference from before, and Force Strike is going to be the same here. Nothing crazy. Warpath, the only change here is going to be, well, the Juggernaut stance to get the block chance. Now Symbol of Hope is going to get a change here in this patch, and so you now get Symbol of Hope. It's just going to increase to you. Now Symbol of Hope is just going to get added to you. You don't have to use this now. It's just going to basically self-cast these and give you all these perks. So you will still get increased damage, you will get increased flat from this, and here you also get increased crit chance, which is also going to be really useful. And then you get some endurance threshold here. It's like, why not? Don't really have anything to spend here, but yeah, really strong. You will get up to, let's see, you get 3 here, you have a +1 here, so it's 4 symbols, and you also get 3 fire damage, and you get 3 additional fire damage, and also increase health regen by 20% per Symbol of Hope here. So that's going to be added up to like 12 extra flat damage times 2 with this, and 80% crit chance, and whatever this is, 100% increased damage. And this is going to be a buff overall, and we don't really have to use this. We're just going to use those to boost our minions basically. But we can also use this as a little panic button, because we do actually give us some extra ward from using this, and also we will take less damage per symbols for 3 seconds. So that's going to be 20% less damage by pressing this button. Now Void Cleave is something that I didn't use on the last build, and that's because we didn't have some sustain for our health basically. So I mentioned that quite quickly earlier on. We were using Healing Hand as a mobility skill, and then we just get the health regen from this, and we were like improving it by using these nodes, right? So we get like 200 health regen when we were traveling with Healing Hands basically. Now when we have so much health regen, I don't think that's going to be a problem, and we also have the block, as mentioned earlier. So now we can actually use Void Cleave as a mobility skill, and we also get this one, the Molten Blades, the Molten Fusion stacks, which will give our minions even more flat fire damage, and yeah, it's just gonna be a lot more better overall. And yeah, really looking forward to start this for the upcoming patch or league, whatever you want to call it. It went over a little bit more than I was anticipated, but yeah, what do you think about the build? Have you tried it out before or another version of it? Feel free to tell me in the comments below. And if you have any other questions, feel free to drop a comment, and I'll try to answer them as soon as I can. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you found this video helpful. And with that said, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!